So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the fight which took place between Josie Parker and Martin Bakole. Now this was the co-main event for the main fight which was on the card between Arthur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. Now it was what it was, this fight. It was a two-rounder. Josie Parker got the TKO, technical knockout on the night. Tremendous shot from Josie Parker, and that shot would have probably put down most heavyweights. So yeah, hats off goes to him there. He looks very confident, very motivated. He looks like he's happy in himself and his life and how things are going, and his trainers and his, yeah, he's like just in a good place, Josie Parker. And um, just sad that he couldn't get the world title shot against Daniel Dubois, but hopefully in his next fight, maybe he can maybe try and entice Daniel Dubois back into the ring, or maybe Alexander Usyk into the ring to get his world title shot, because he fully deserves it. Just like another man we just spoke about in other videos, Ajit Kabayel, he deserves a world title shot as well. And if all the belts weren't tied up, then I've got full confidence that both of these guys out there with their current form would have been world champions by now, I should say. But yeah, brilliant performance from Josie Parker. The world sees oyster at this pretty much moment in time, and yeah, he managed to do something that most people haven't been able to do, and like most people were a little bit timid in regards to Martin Bakole, because he is meant to be one of the boogeymen in the division, and I still believe he is. I still believe he is, and you're probably thinking, seriously? But my reasoning is that yes, it only went 2 rounds. Well, one and a little bit, I should say. One round of 45 seconds or 46 seconds, whatever you want to call it. But Martin Bakole looked comfortable to a point. Yes, Josie Parker was the quicker boxer in the ring. He was throwing more shots. He was moving more. But that's because he had a full camp. You know what I mean? His confidence as well. And even if Martin Bakole had a full camp for 12 weeks or whatever it is, and him and Josie Parker got into the ring, I'd always favour that Josie Parker is the quicker man, or you know what I mean, with his hands, and he's always going to be throwing more shots because he works a lot harder, and he has to work harder because he hasn't got that instant knockout power. Um, Obviously, that was a brilliant shot that he caught Bakole with, and he would have knocked down most people, but generally, Josie Parker's not known as that one strike, one bomb type of guy. And generally, if Martin Bakole and Josie Parker were both fit, both trained for the same camp, footwork, movement, work rate, everything's going to go towards Josie Parker. But one thing that I did notice that Martin Bakole, sorry, was eating. He was eating Josie Parker's shots, and there was one point before Martin Bakole got flattened and lost, was Josie Parker caught him with, I think it was a right hand. Don't quote me on that. I just know it was a massive shot. It caught Bakole flush, and Bakole just ate it. He ate it, and he literally smiled, laughed at Josie Parker, and went forward. And obviously at that point he then got caught again, but this time it wasn't such a um, crisp shot. It was one of them like shots where it just kind of grazes the top of your head, the top of the temple, rocked the brain, and obviously took his legs beneath him, and he just went down. And it was the right stoppage at that moment in time because he hadn't trained for it. He's not fit. Do you know what I mean? Like, why go in there, take punishment, or get back onto your feet? Let the referee can say you continue, and you take something that you don't need to be taken because you're not fit. So yeah, right stoppage from his corner, and the referee as well. But I do believe Martin Bakole, at some point, if he can get his revenge against Josie Parker, which I genuinely don't think Josie Parker will take that, he will beat Josie Parker with a full training camp. You hear my words now. Martin Bakole will beat Josie Parker. Honestly, what with that round and a bit, that what I saw, the bigger shots for me, the better shots were coming from Martin Bakole. He just couldn't. Yeah, he just couldn't let it off enough. And when he was catching Josie Parker, you could see that Josie Parker was uneased. So yeah, I just got that full faith, and his trainer said it. His trainer said it. Martin Bacole's trainer, I can't remember his name, but he said it. He said that 9 times out of 10, Martin Bacole will beat Josie Parker, and this was that 1 time out of 10. You know what I mean? So Josie Parker got given. He got given a lifeline. That's probably the best word I could probably think right now. But he got in there. Most people would have said, "No, I'm not fighting him. Just give me my money and I'll go," sort of thing. But yeah, it's one of them. And for Martin Bacole, you know what I mean, I'm hearing whispers that he got paid, I think, 3 million for that. So realistically, you know what I mean, if someone said to me, get in the ring and fight I don't know, Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder or someone like that for 3 million, I'm getting in the ring, mate. I'm getting in the ring. I'm taking a one bomb. Hopefully I'll survive, that is, and then getting paid my £3 million. So Bakole did go in there with his body language. You could see he was only in there for the money, and he got paid quite handsomely. So now he could focus on his career going forward. It's a shame though, because that will go down on his record. So he does have 2 losses now on his record. That first one coming to Michael Jennings. This second one now to Joseph Parker. I'm not sure whether or not he will be able to entice Ajagba back into a fight, because he was meant to be fighting Ajagba for the mandatory position. So I'm not sure what happens there now in terms of, can that fight still go ahead. If not, who would you like Martin Bakole to go in there against next? Some massive names in the division. Honestly, like, that performance shouldn't tell you who Martin Bakole is, because, as I said, 48 hours. He spent most of that time. Was it 48 hours or a day, something like that? But he spent most of that time in the air on the plane, and then obviously went to Riyadh. Probably had to have a couple of hours sleep, and then maybe did a weigh in. I don't even know if he did a weigh in, and then bang, he's fine. So you can't judge a man on that performance. But a full fit Martin Bakole, I fully believe, beats Josie Parker. And I love Josie Parker because I think he's on tremendous form right now. And I love his charisma. I love his energy. I love his, you know what I mean, his willpower to get in there and fight anyone. But I think Martin Bakole is a different breed. Different breed. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How did you see that? What next for Josie Parker? What next for Martin Bakole? What next for Daniel Dubois as well? We didn't talk about him because he was initially meant to fight Joseph Parker. So what next for him? What next for AJ? What next for Usyk? What next for Ajit Kabayel? What next for Zhilei Zhang? These are all the big names in that division. As always, guys, please let me know your thoughts. Please subscribe and comment. Bless.